So now we're going to have our other guest poet, one of our other guest poets. Many of you know him as he hosts the series From Whitman to Ginsberg here. I think he's done 15 editions already, and I guess he's my better half. Would you please welcome Bernard Bloch?
Okay. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have two poems for Paris and two for New York City. In 1930s, there was a style of filmmaking in France called poetic realism. Marcel Carnet, Julien Duvivier, and others were responsible for this beautiful style of filmmaking at that time. It was permeated with a romantic fatalism and romance. Some of the films are the Port of Shadows, Daybreak, Le Jour se lève, and this is after a film by Julien Duvivier. The two characters in this poem, which come from the film, black and white films, by the way, from the 1930s, are Clara and Pierre and their romance. Only the Wind, after a film of Julien Duvivier. In the deserted park, frozen and vast, two shadows just walked past. They would walk by the stream, past the bridge. He would kiss her neck, trembling. She would close her eyes, pretend not to see. He would call her Clara of the River. She would call him bashful Pierre, because he was so timid. All that happened in another world. Their eyes are extinct now, their lips distilled, the words indistinct. Their glazed eyes, do they recall? Why remember it all? Oh, those days of wandering past the stream, past the bridge, the sky so blue, but her eyes have fled into darkening skies and wander off through fields of weed. Only the wind hears their words. The second poem is a tribute to Eric Satie, the great piano composer, but also some orchestral works in the pre-World War I and post-World War I era. Now one of Eric's signature techniques was he did not believe that music should have titles so that you can picture what's in the titles. So you're not supposed to picture moonlight when you're listening to the Moonlight Sonata, and in particular, Richard Strauss's Don Juan, Zarathustra, you're not supposed to do that. This is music. So he created titles for his musical works that have nothing to do with the music at all. Now these titles are poems in themselves, I believe, and I took 30 of these poems and put them into a poem that perhaps makes some sense of this Dadaist nonsense. Bienvenue, welcome, Dada, Mama, aroma of mimosa for Eric Satie. Bienvenue, mon ami. Welcome, my friend, mon petit café. Fall into the mirror of Cocteau. Oui, yes, drift back in time, détemps, an autre époque, another epoch and place. See Renoir in the form of a pear. Van Gogh, alone at home, hums an old Peruvian air. Gauguin, eccentric beauty, age-old and instantaneous hours. Toulouse-Lautrec, shameless, idle, blind man's bluff. Indoor voices. We are here in Chat Noir, the black cat, chapters turned every which way. We are here, ici, listen, écoute, a distinguished waltz of a disabused man. Flabby preludes for a dog, paper fugue, 3 Lilliputian waltzes. Voila, le groupe des six, Mio, Honega, Poulenc, the others listen, écoute. Eric is playing Gymnopédie, Nosien, Obscure Sorrows, La Belle Excentrique, the beautiful eccentric, always playing Office Worker, Dreams of Promotion, Sonatine, Bureaucratique, Jealous a Playmate with Big Head, Mysterious Kiss, Medusa's Snare, Has Not Been Born Yet, Ah, to eat bread and jam, There to listen, learn, ah, Seesaw, Menus for Childish Purposes, Grab a Hoop, 3 Crooked Dances, 3 Airs Put to Flight. Now we come back to New York City, our favorite city. Back in the 1950s and 60s, when I first started coming to Greenwich Village, there were, 20, maybe 30 coffee houses with poetry, jazz, folk music. They're all gone. Replaced by Starbucks, the globalized version of a coffee house. Title of this poem is Starbucks Gone. Star, Bucks, Celestial Commercialism. I ask you, where is Reggio, Peacock, Third Side, Izzy Young's Folklore City, Kettle of Fish, Gaslight, Figaro, Cafe Wa, Bitter End, Gertie's Folk City, Cloisters, Night Owl, Esperanto, Mona Lisa, Michelangelo, Starbucks, your running soundtrack, the beat, dot, data, dot, data, clamoring round the world beyond planets forevermore. Laptops, Wi-Fi in July, all eyes, cyberspace, ooze, delirious, dead. Ginsberg, Corso, Ptr Kozlowski, Diane DePrima, Ferlinghetti, Neil Cassidy, David Amram, Robert Frank, Jack Kerouac. Where do you chat, wink, schmooze? Ethos Water, $2.19. Ethics, employees benefits, right angle to zero. Logo, green, white, black queen, mesmerizing Svengali, Trilby, Mario and the Magician. Food, chicken, chipotle, egg salad, ham, Swiss, tarragon, Greek, yogurt, honey parfait, sushi, almond biscotti, frappuccino, chai tea latte, caramel macchiato, Jake LaMotta, Antonina Rocca, Gorgeous George, Restless from the 1940s, winter, autumn, summer, spring, morning, night, evening, noon, dot, data, oh Starbucks, waves, whimper on your sand, gone, gone. Finally, a poem that takes place right here in Greenwich Village, in fact on Cornelia Street. This is the trumpet man's quest for Cornelia Street Cafe. Now this trumpet man, or this mythic trumpet man, lives on Cornelia Street. He had a gig here, but he lives north of Cornelia Street Cafe, but the tunes of Miles Davis and Dizzy Gillespie and Chet Baker were weaving in his brain, and instead of turning north, he turned south, then up West 4th Street, all the way to the East River. He didn't get his gig, he missed out. This is called The Trumpet Man's Quest for Cornelia Street Cafe. In your quest for the Grail of Cornelia, you turned north instead of south when you went out the door. You hit West 4th, then turned east, could not turn back as you tooted in a thrall, past Washington Square, unaware of dragons in the fell of the fall. After all, you heard Dizzy, you heard Chet, you heard Miles in a thrall. You swept the wind, you heard a wail from the east, you heard the call. Past Tompkins Square of a wail of the grail in the fell of the fall. You heard Miles, ebony smiles in the fell of the fall. Past the A's, past the seas, into the river of the thrall. Some say you are still wailing past the sirens of the quay. Some say you are still wailing past the mermaids of the bay.